Hello listeners and viewers, welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned as always to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Hello, my dear students at home. You are welcome to another topic on computer studies. My name is Ganiat Olarinu. We are taking internet relating to our previous topic on communication system, and we did the application area of ICT, which is information and communication technology. Today we are dealing with internet. I believe this is not the first time of you hearing the word internet. Internet is derived from a word international network. We are going to look at the definition of the internet, basic terms in the internet, the websites in the internet, and the benefits on the internet to our society. Starting with the definition of internet. The internet is an abbreviation on international network. That's international and network. We derive internet. The internet is a global system of interconnected computer. Global, that's the internet, is the global system of interconnected computer network that uses the standard internet protocol suites. That's the TCP/IP. And the full meaning of the TCP is Transmission Control Protocol, while the IP is the Internet Protocol. To communicate between network and services. That's the brief definition of the internet. It is a network of networks that consists of millions of private, public, academic, business, and government network of local to global globe. It's linked by broad area of electronic wireless and optical networking technology. It refers to the what? The networking. That's when we have different computers that's being joined together. That is network. By sharing resources and information. So these different computers are being networked together to share resources. So the internet serves millions of people around the globe, being it private, public, or government organization. All computers on the internet communicate with one another using transmission control protocol, that's the TCP, or the Internet Protocol Suite, which is the IP. The www, or we call it W3, is the World Wide Web, commonly known as the web. It's an information system where documents and other web resources stored on web servers are identified by Uniform Resource Locator, which is the abbreviation of URL, Uniform Resource Locator, such as we have the https://www.example.com. This can serve as an example of a URL, which is the Uniform Resource Locator. There are some basic terms in the internet. We have different terms in internet. One, we have what we call browsing. Browsing is the process of accessing and viewing web pages on the internet. We all browse, but the process of browsing is the viewing or accessing the internet. That is what we mean by browsing. We have browser. What is this browser? A browser is also called a web browser. It is a software application that is used to access and view web pages in the internet. You cannot browse the internet without a web browser. You must have a web browser before you can browse the internet. And we said earlier that the browsing is the what? Is the process of accessing and viewing the internet. We have different examples of these web browsers that we have. We have like the Internet Explorer, we have the Opera Mini, we have the Safari, we have the Netscape Navigator, we have Mozilla Firefox, we have Google Chrome, etc. There are different types of web browser. Take for example, my dear students at home, I know you are there with your phone and you have many browsers on it. You may not know that it's a browser, but it is a browser because without it, you can't browse, you can't view the net. And the most common ones, I listed some of it, like the Opera Mini, is very common on your phone. We have the Mini browser, the Opera, the Safari. All these are some of the browsers that you use for chatting, for checking your mails, among others. The next is what? The chat room. Chat room is the next basic terms in the internet. The chat room is a visual communication platform where many people keep in contact with families, friends, classmates, colleagues, among others. Some websites that have chat rooms are like the Yahoo, the AOL, the MS, the Google, etc. The chat room is specifically a platform that we use in communication. My dear students, take for example, like now, during this crisis of COVID-19, different companies, different organizations use this chat room in either communicating to each other, like maybe having a conference, having a meeting, conference, video conference. We can use this chat room to communicate because we deal with the virtual communication now, because of the COVID-19. So this can serve as an example of a platform we use in communicating over the net. We have the cyber cafe. You are all familiar with cyber cafe. The cyber cafe is a place where a number of personal computers connected to the what? To the internet are made available for use by customer at a price. Check, for example, at the nearby cafe, you may go to the cafe, pay some specific amount of money for you to view the net. Some of the minutes, maybe like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, it depends on the minutes you are using, and that is the actual price that you are paying. And the cafe serves what customer with a token fee. So that's one of the benefit, or one of the terms in the internet. We also have what we call the email, which is the electronic mail. A mail is a method of exchanging digital message from one source to many destinations through the internet. I have a mail, another person have a mail. I can chat by sending messages to different destinations. This is exchanging on receiving of what message through the email. For a user to send or receive message on the internet, he or she must have email address or what we call an email account. For example, we have an email address like jenny@yahoo.com, basi@yahoo.com. It depends. This is an example of an email address or an email account. The next is the home page. What do we mean by home page? Home page is the start page of any website. It refers to the initial or the main page of a website that loads when a user specifies the URL. Mind you, I told you the URL is the uniform resource locator of a website in a web browser. The home page, check for example, if you launch to any of a website, the first page that will appear on your screen or on your mobile phone is known as the home page. Check for example, simple example is using your exercise book or your textbook. You take your exercise book, you know your exercise book consists of different pages. So the front page can serve as your own page on the website, and on you have different pages on it. So the first page or the starting page of that book is what we know as the home page. We have a web page. A web page is a HTML document. The HTML documents are resources of information in a website that is presented as a page. Still using the example of your exercise book. You know, I told you the front page of the book is referred to as the home page, and inside the exercise book, you know, there are different pages there. Each of the page can serve as your web page because it contains some documents. So that's the difference between the home page, the front and the home page, and the web page. The next is the website. The website is a collection of web pages that are related to an entity, activities, or events. My dear students, don't get confused between the home page, the web page, and the website. I said the website is the collection of the web pages that are related to an entity, activities, or events. So now look, we have the front page known as the home page. That's the initial page. We have the web page, which is the different pages on your on your exercise book can serve as a web page. And when we have the collection of all these pages, when it is being joined together as your exercise book, can refer to as a website. So, my dear listeners, I hope you can now differentiate between the website, the home page, and the web page. The beginning page of the website is called the home page, as earlier discussed. An example of this website, there are different websites that you can lay your hands on or you can try and log in. Take for example, we have the www.microsoft.com. This is an example of a website under information technology organization. It deals with the Microsoft Word environment. The next is www.waeconline.org.ng. This is example of an examination body website like your WAEC, which you are preparing towards to write now, your WAEC. We have www.necoonline.org.ng, which is your NECO website. In case if you want to have any information or any talk on the site, this is the website that you can use. Is an example of a website. That is an examination body website. We have another example like the www.nafdacnigeria.com. This deals with the drugs and drug agency organization. Is an example of the website that we can log in. The next aspect of the term is the protocol. This protocol is the standard or set of rules by which computers communicate over the network. Take for example, my dear students, in your school, you have rules and regulations governing the school. Likewise also, for we to have communication or to communicate over the net, there is a particular rule that we use, and this is known as the word, the protocol, because this rule is the one that that sets the computers to communicate over the network. That is the protocol. We have the HTML. The HTML is an abbreviation that stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a computer with some set of markup symbols and codes that are used for building websites. We can use this HTML to develop a website because it consists of symbols and codes. Is one of the examples under the protocol rules. The next is the HTTP. This also is an abbreviation which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Is the protocol for transferring web pages in the web. This is another protocol which used in the net. The next is the FTP, which stands for File Transfer Protocol. It is the simplest way to exchange files between computers in the network. All these are the protocols we use over the internet. We have ISP, and the ISP is an abbreviation which stands for Internet Service Provider. The Internet Service Provider is a company that provides individuals and companies access to the internet. You cannot have access to the internet without you having the service provider being registered with. The ISP are the Internet Service Provider that provide you with access to the net. Without it, you cannot chat, you cannot browse. Example of ISP in Nigeria are, we have the Link Server Limited, we have Corporate Limited, we have the most common one that you are all familiar with, we have the MTN, we have the Airtel, among others. All these can serve as an ISP, which are the Internet Service Provider that give us access to the internet. That is what most of the server cafes use. Without them having registered with the ISP, they cannot have access to the internet. So we have internet services. There are different services that renders on the internet. The internet offers many services to its users. With the internet users are able to interact with one another, advertise their products, chat with friends, watch video clips, download software, buy products, do banking transactions, and many more. There are different services which we use on the internet. The most common one is the chatting, because my dear students, I know you are very familiar with the chatting, and that is the most simple example of the service rendered on the internet. The transaction using your your email address, all this, we buy products online, that's the e-commerce, among others. We have benefits of internet to our society. There are different benefits that we have, that internet has on our society. The internet plays a major role in the society in the following applications area. The first is the education. The education, that's the e-learning, the electronic learning, and which the one we are doing presently now. Now is the passing and exchanging of knowledge over the internet. You are there sitting at the comfort of your home, my dear students, and you are receiving your your lesson. So that serves as an example of the of the benefits of the internet to the society. Because with the internet, people can get education materials and read them in preparation for your examination, or use them for school assignments. Now we are using the internet because of your forthcoming examination, the WAEC and the NECO, which you are proposed to write now. So you can see that this is a benefit to the society. The internet also enhances electronic learning, whereby courses or subjects are taught online using audio and or the visual materials. Like the tertiary institution, most of the institutions now are online courses. The courses they are rendering now is online, because every student is at home, and they use this to to read their course materials using online. So it serves as the benefit to the society. The next is e-registration, that's the electronic registration. My dear students, your registration of your WAEC and NECO is e-registration. The internet provides users with facilities for online registration for examination like WAEC, NECO, and JAM, as I earlier said. So this can also serve as a benefit, especially to you, the students. Both the secondary school, tertiary, and our institution, you are all using e-registration, which is the electronic registration. The next is the entertainment, which you are all familiar, and you all enjoy the entertainment. Thus, the internet kills the boredom and enhances leisure by providing its users with latest entertainment in the form of movies, games, news, and many more, and which I know you are all very familiar with the movies and the games. So is an entertainment, is one of the benefits of the internet. The next is for communication. Mind you, communication is the sending and the receiving of information. This is one of the key benefits of the internet. The internet provides many means by which users can communicate with friends, families, colleagues, and lots more through email, chat messages, Facebook, among others. You are all familiar with the chat messages, the Facebook. So they are all for communication, because you send and you receive information through the communication means. We have the e-banking, that's electronic banking. The internet can be used as a tool to carry out transactions with bank, irrespective of user's location. Take, for example, your ATM that we are using, or our ATM that we use is e-banking. I can just sit at home and make transaction using my phone. If I want to transfer or withdraw money, I don't have to go to the bank. I can do that through my what? Through my phone. So it's e-banking by using transaction through the internet. The next is the e-commerce. The e-commerce, internet is also a tool for e-commerce. It allows users to buy and sell their goods and services online, regardless of their location. That's the buying and the selling of goods and services online. That is what we mean by e-commerce. So, my dear students, these are some of the benefits of the internet on our society. I hope you have learning has taken place, and I believe you are all familiar with all these terms that we treated. So before I go, I will give you an assignment so that you practice and you lay your hands on. The first assignment is that define internet, that you should give me the definition of the internet. The second one, list 3 internet browser. List 3 internet browser. The third one, state 3 benefits of internet to our society. State 3 benefits of internet to our society, because I've already discussed all this. Next, let me repeat the question again. I hope you are there with your pen and biro. First question, define internet. Define internet. Question 2, list 3 internet browser. List 3 internet browser. Question 3, state 3 benefits of internet to our society. State 3 benefits of internet to our society. In case, if you want to go for more research or more learning, you can use these reference textbooks. The first one, Computer Studies for Senior Secondary School by J.O.E. Otuka, A.F. Akande, and S.L. Ngila. Let me take it again. Computer Studies for Secondary School, for Senior Secondary School by J.O.E. Otuka, A.F. Akande, S.L. Ngila. The next one, Computer Studies for Senior Secondary School Education by HITS PLC. Computer Studies for Senior Secondary School Education by HITS PLC. In case of submission of your assignments, comments, or any observation, you can reach me. I'm still Ganiat Olarinoe with this phone number 080 37 37 79 00. Let me take it again, 080 37 37 79 00. Stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Have a nice day. Take care.